Hi, everybody. Michael Guberti, digital marketing strategist, co-founder of Guberti Giving, here with you with a very exciting guest on today's podcast of Marketing That Clicks. Today, I have Elliot Bogod, an international best-selling author, educator, blogger, and the founder of Broadway Realty, which is a major New York real estate brokerage. And over the last 2 decades plus in his career of real estate, he has personally sold more than, and I quote, $2 billion worth of Manhattan residential and commercial real estate, including great prestigious properties all across the area. He's contributed to Forbes, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, New York Real Estate Magazine, Real Estate Weekly, and other prominent publications. He resides in Manhattan with his wife and kids. Elliot, how are you?
Hi, Michael. Good to be here. Thank you for having me, and hello to all your listeners.
Well, thank you for being here. And allow me to ask, with all the different careers that one could take, how did you get started in real estate?
So I started working for a commercial company, and I mainly did office rentals. It was in 1996, and it's been a while. It's over 20 years now. And I started my company, which is called Broadway Realty. I'm the founder. And I'm doing residential and commercial, and I have a couple of people, a couple of brokers that help me to do it. And I've been busy ever since.
Wow. So, okay, you knew what you wanted to do. You started doing it. And allow me to ask, with the amount of experience and expertise that you have in this area, if you had to summarize your life's message into a sentence, what would it be?
I'm 18 years old Russian who came to United States with only $200 and a dream, and I achieved my American dream by selling over $2 billion worth of real estate.
With a message as good as yours, what would you say are your top 3 digital marketing strategies to spread that message, to reach more people? Because I understand you have a book out.
Right. My book is a new thing for me. Get Rich in Real Estate is the book that I wrote. It's been out since May this year. I'm a self-published author, but it did amazingly well, and it became an international bestseller. It's available on Amazon, and it will be available in Barnes & Noble starting next week. So it does well. The way I'm promoting it, mostly it's through word of mouth, and I do podcasts.
Understood. Smart. So you're leveraging iTunes, Amazon. You're going to be in Barnes & Noble. You're on podcasts. You're spreading the word with people you know. And I understand regarding your email subscribers, a good way that you communicate with them is by sending them messages. Could I ask how many times you typically send a message to your email subscribers?
Right, Michael. So I will put, if you don't mind, your email as well to my database, and I'll be sending you some update and news. I have over 5,000 people who know me personally and who I know, and that's what my database is. It's rapidly growing, but it's been about 5,000 subscribers.
Congratulations, first of all, and yes, you can certainly add me to the list. I'd be happy to receive the updates. And regarding Facebook...
Thanks, you bet.
Thank you. I'll look for the emails. And regarding Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or Google, previous correspondence, you use all of these social media channels. Let me ask you, do you find one more effective than the other? When you have all these channels, do you like one more than the other?
What I like is I started all of them a while ago, but for the book promotion, I use YouTube channel, and it showed to be very effective, and I'm planning to do the entire chapter, the second chapter of my book, will be on a YouTube video as a YouTube video, so it will be available soon. So your listeners can look forward to that. And I think Instagram is effective as well as LinkedIn. And I have a Facebook channel for my company as well as that YouTube channel. And I'm on Twitter too. Tweets also help.
Yes, I completely agree. Okay, so Instagram, and then you have the others, and then Twitter certainly, and you're building up the YouTube. Do you prefer one format of communication to another? For example, do you like video over audio like what we're doing, or maybe you like to write, or maybe it's something else? Do you have a preferred format?
It's interesting and a good question you asked. My book is available as an audio book on iTunes. And so any sound, any chapter in sound is always, I found it to be effective. So YouTube would be probably the best marketing tool for the book. But of course, with the clients and my customers, I communicate through email. So email is also a very effective tool.
Smart. Okay. Well, given your expertise in real estate, what would you say are some pitfalls or some mistakes that some people make when they think about going into real estate that you would want to help them avoid? What wisdom could you share on avoiding mistakes in real estate?
So the most common mistake, Michael, is not enough due diligence and not enough time spent doing your deal. People might easily be influenced by the location, even though people say location, and location is a paramount. They can be influenced by the price. They can be also attracted by the size of the property. They can be attracted to very favorable market at the moment. So, but it's all, I would say, it's all combined. You have to look at all those things and do your due diligence and to make certain that markets will change, area will change, prices will change, but you have to be certain that all that is will still make sense when you purchase that property in a year or two or couple of years. So I would say out of those things, the most important, of course, is the price. And if you buy at the right price, you always be fine with your purchase. I put a lot of things and a lot of secrets and tips in my book. So if your audience would be interested, they can discover a lot on that subject.
Interesting. Okay, so price is paramount, and regardless of the things that change, have a great approach. And again, the book, everybody, Get Rich in Real Estate by Elliot Bogod, available on major platforms that you typically find content like this. And let me ask you, so we just discussed something about what to avoid doing in real estate. You got to really do your due diligence. Don't just, take it improv. What about if somebody wanted to know, with the amount of things you've done in this industry, what's perhaps the most important thing to always remember when you're looking at some property that you might want to buy? What's something you should always tell yourself?
I like when people keep the property and think about the property if they cannot sell, if they cannot refinance, if they cannot do things with this, if it generates income, and if it generates income in a good market, soft market, a declining market, it's always income will keep this property going. So that's another thing that is very favorable and always needs to be considered. If you're not buying this property for quick flip, to resale, to refinance, it needs to generate a steady income, and that steady income, your cash flow is always will keep you going. And I always like income generating properties that are if they appreciate, it's fine, but if they just staying in the same price range, it's also fine, as long as they make you steady income.
Smart. Okay, so consistent production, everybody, very important there. It could appreciate, it could do other things, but so long as it regularly performs for you, it's a good one. Okay. And a lot of praise for the book, certainly. In one review on Amazon, it mentions how you go into detail on what makes a real estate transaction attractive and more lucrative than another, and you give insider tips on selecting locations, property types, renters, and even attorneys. So I would like to ask about the mindset required for succeeding in your industry. Instead of thinking real estate as potentially something where, I'll try it for a few years and hopefully make it work and then go on to the next thing, I imagine you have to be very committed at this.
That's true. Real estate, I'm fascinated by, and I'm very involved in many aspects of real estate. And so when you purchase a property, you discover many things about the neighborhood, about how the other neighboring property are performing. You meet neighbors, you know the community. It's always a very social business. You get approached by tenants. You get to know who are the new tenants in the area, what are the infrastructure, how it will be changed in the future. So you always have to study your markets, and it's an interesting subject by itself. Real estate has a lot of things in it.
Okay. I understand. You know what? From the expert, so I take your word for it. And let me ask, in your book, one of the many things people will learn is the list of magic words often used in real estate investment with clear and detailed explanations. If someone wants all of the magic words, again, go to get Elliot's book, Get Rich in Real Estate. What can those magic words help somebody do if they know them?
Michael, so the magic words are real estate words such as equity. Not many people know. If they know the words, they might not know in a context of the deal formation in the organization of the company, in how the bank look at your debt, how the bank look at your equity. So you have a lot of magic words that you didn't know before, such as recourse, non-recourse. Things like that are very important. And what's also important is your team. Real estate investor always needs to have a team of experts, or if you will, people who know and help him to make a deal, to put it together. So you have to know your attorney, your broker, your banker, your title company. You have to have an insurance broker and surveyor. You have to have a tax advisor. So all that is also important. And all of them have some words that might be new to you. I have put them all in one place in this book, and it also will help you when you read it.
Fascinating. So there's a whole language associated to the industry, and it may vary depending upon who you talk to, or maybe the importance of the words varies upon who you talk to. And I see that even the different types of residential investments, condominiums, co-ops, townhouses, do you have a preference among those three? Is there one you like in particular, or they're all equally good?
Michael, so in New York, and that's a market I specialize in, markets are up and down, and you have cycles. So in one cycle, you might have a strong commercial market where you do offices, retail, where you are busy doing commercial condo, retail condos. In other markets, it might be softening. It's always depends on the economy and the performance of the economy. So you might take a turn to consider residential real estate and buy some residential properties. And in New York real estate market, every 6 months, something new and exciting happening, and one area can be more interesting than the other. One class of real estate more interesting than the other, and the property types as well. So I suggest to be diversified, and I suggest to be considering and knowing about many different types of properties.
Fascinating.
Also, it's all in the book.
I agree, as is the rest of the items in the book: real estate basics, the buying process, the investor toolkit, the scoop on co-ops versus condos, how to take advantage of market cycle, and of course, as you mentioned, the investment team of experts you absolutely have to have. All in, get rich in real estate. Elliot Bogod, international best-selling author across multiple countries. Allow me to ask, if anybody wants to learn more about you, discover what you're doing, or even check out your book, where can they find you online?
Michael, my all social media is at BroadwayRealty.com at the bottom of my webpage, BroadwayRealty.com. The book is available on Amazon and iTunes as an audiobook. Also, they can look at it in Barnes & Noble starting next week. And I'm also a Forbes Real Estate Council, which is a few articles for me you can see on Forbes, and also my blog, which is blog.broadwayrealty.com, has some information about me and what I'm interested in. So all this media is available for your listeners.
So many ways to connect with Elliot, and allow me to, first of all, Elliot, thank you on behalf of everybody listening for your time and sharing your wisdom with us today.
Thank you, Michael. I hope you like the content, and hope to connect soon.